All right. And we should be live.
Yeah.
Yes. Welcome everyone to the Creative Exchange number 37 already. Today we have Olivia as our guest. So Olivia, welcome to the first one.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here.
Yeah, very, very nice to have you here.
Thank you.
Before we start and go into the questions, I'll just give a few minutes to everyone that can join. And I see some people already are joining. And as usual, we would love to see in the comments on YouTube, guys, if you could write it down where you are watching from, because it's always interesting to see the countries that people are joining from. We had
Yeah.
some crazy ones already. Let me see here. Okay, nice. I think I'll just need to check one less technical stuff.
Yeah.
But okay, seems like we're all good to go. Okay, so Olivia, first question: for everyone to know, I actually met Olivia myself 15 minutes ago as well for the first time. So we decided to make this conversation very organic and very get to know each other as well. And of course, for everyone who has questions for Olivia, feel free to write them in the comments as well, and we'll make sure that we cover those as well. But first question, where are you calling from?
I'm from Sweden. I'm in Stockholm right now. So, yeah, that's where I'm located.
Nice. And question, the same minute you joined, I saw this. I don't know if it's a tiger or something on your shelf, and I didn't
This
want to
one?
ask you yet. Yeah,
Yeah.
but where is it from?
Actually, this is my grandpa who made this from like
Oh,
toilet
cool.
paper.
Okay, I didn't
Yeah,
expect that.
it's so weird, but it's like so beautiful. Like all his grandchildren has one, like a different animal.
Okay, that's very cool, very unique.
He was very creative, actually.
Nice, nice,
Yeah.
very cool, very cool. Yeah, so myself, I first heard about your name when we had a meeting with our team and we launched our new duffel bag. And we got a content delivered from you, and that was a trip to Kazakhstan, right?
Kyrgyzstan.
Kyrgyzstan. Yeah, I always get it wrong.
No.
And yeah, and since then you always like we heard Olivia many more times, and now you also shoot our recent campaign in Paris. So we thought it would be amazing to bring you on and yeah, to share your story with the people as well, as you have a cool style, cool, yeah, unique story. But before we go to the creative part, I would like you to ask what's your favorite food and drink. So from where you are coming from.
Yeah, it's hard. I don't really love Swedish food. I think it's kind of bland, but I like blueberry soup, which is like this kind
Okay.
of blueberry. It's very like nostalgic for me, like when you go like skiing and having warm blueberry soup. And like more food wise, I would say like it's not Swedish. I know it's Mexican, but tacos. We in Sweden we have this kind of thing called taco fredag, which is like taco Friday. So we have this kind of Swedish version of tacos. Um, Mexicans would hate me for saying it's tacos because it's not really tacos, but I think it's really good actually.
Okay, right. Yeah, we are 3 minutes in, and I learned two new things. Blueberry soup. I never
I
heard
don't
of
know if
that.
it's called that in English, but it's like yeah, it's kind of yeah.
But it's literally from blueberries.
Yeah, it's
From
blueberries.
okay,
It's only blueberries and sugar, I think.
okay, nice,
Yeah.
interesting. I need to try that.
Yeah, you should.
Um, so how would you describe, or I mean, I think one word to describe your work is creative. But would you say that your history about the creative work comes from photography or from somewhere else?
I think like photography is like only a tool, and I think I used to like paint a lot when I was younger, but I was not so good at it. And I really like with photography that you get this kind of instant like kick almost. But I don't know. I think like creativity lives in everything, like food wise. But I think like photography has been like the tool for me to get it out. But I see myself doing a lot of other stuff when I get older that are creative as well, but not photography. Um,
Mm.
Yeah.
Nice. And with painting, did you had any special techniques you like the most, or just in general on white canvas?
No, no, I was just doing weird stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think also what was very nice to see when you shared your presentation over, that I'll also put on the screen now,
Yeah.
is that you shared some of your first work, which
Yeah.
I didn't ask you questions about it yet, but maybe if you just take us through a bit of why you added those slides and what do they represent.
Yeah, so this is like a blog that I had from when I was like 12 and 13. And yeah, so I've been obsessed with taking photos like ever since I got my first camera or like tried with a phone. So yeah, and I just used to post like these kind of photos a lot, and I had these corny quotes, and yeah, used to work a lot with like more kind of this kind of bright colors before. But yeah, the photos aren't bad, but I wouldn't do this maybe now. But yeah, it's always fun to see like because photographers only show like the best work or the recent work they had, and I want to like it's nice to see the how you kind of go from being a beginner to where you are
Mm.
today.
Yeah, I think we all been in that era and with Tumblr and everything. But I think
Exactly.
that's really a good mention, because you cannot start at the professional level, and you cannot
No,
your photo
exactly.
cannot be your best one in many
No,
cases. Yeah,
exactly.
nice. Yeah, you mentioned when I will be older or when I was younger a few times by
Yeah,
now already, and I don't know myself as well, but I'm curious how old are you actually?
I'm 29.
Okay. And so
Yeah,
you said those first photos were around 13 years ago,
yeah.
or when you were 13?
When I was 13. Yeah,
Okay. So quite young you started with the
yeah. I started
photography.
even before that. I started when I was around 10 to take photos. Actually,
Okay. Nice.
yeah.
And do you remember which camera you was the first one you used?
I used like I don't remember. It was like an old digital, like very small one, and then I used like a Canon uh, 1000D or something. Um, but also like my parents' phones and stuff. Anything I could find. Yeah,
Okay. Nice. Very
yeah,
cool. And I think many times when we do that kind of creative exchanges, I think people are very curious about how you turn passion into something that you can actually pay your bills with.
yeah.
So when would you say that that shift kind of started for you, that it was not just butterflies on your blog, but that it was actually something that brought you, even if just a little bit of money?
I like I wasn't so good in school, but I always like I actually I studied photography in high school, and I always had a lot of passion around that. And I remember that I wrote like I only wish that I can become a photographer, and like I was very like I really wanted to do that, but I was very shy. So I was like, I would never be able to work as a photographer because I'm such a shy person. But then after high school, I went to a random sales school. I don't like sales like that, but it's always good. You always need to sell yourself,
Yeah.
not like that, but you know what I mean. Uh, but like yeah, so I went there, and then I started to we had this kind of competition, and we needed to get money to a charity. And the money, like, it wasn't supposed to be like the idea should work even though it wasn't like a charity.
Mhm.
And a lot of people made like Christmas cards for charity and stuff. But I like discovered that a lot of like small businesses doesn't own their own Facebook page, or not, no, I
Mhm.
mean Google page. So I like provided this kind of service where I used to like take a lot of photos and in the stores and help them with that. And me and my and another guy that I used to work with did that for companies, and then we won this kind of contest. And I think it was like 10,000 Swedish crowns or something, and we needed to have a company to get the money. So then I started a company, and then I was just like trying to get new jobs after that.
Okay,
And
that's cool.
yeah, so it
Like,
was not like a straight line. It was
yeah.
very weird.
Okay, but I think that's also an important thing to share. That it's like, I like that you said it. You joined something maybe you didn't initially like or believe that your career would took off from there.
Yeah.
Because I believe also if you are just from photography, like maybe you go to do something that is completely different, and then you find the right partners or the right strategies there. So I think that's a very, very good point.
Yeah, and I like because I was so shy and I couldn't be shy there because we were
Mm.
selling a lot of stuff. We were selling like Google like business view, we were selling ads and stuff, and like we were traveling around in the country and like presenting ourselves all the time. So I needed to just get rid of that shyness, and yeah. And we had a lot of like speakers who talked about motivation and like inspiration and stuff, so I
Mm.
got like brainwashed. I brainwashed myself to not be
Okay.
shy. Yeah,
Okay, that's good. And would you say it worked? I mean,
I
seems
think it
like.
worked, but I feel like I'm still like this kind of shy person inside. But I think that's only because if you're a sensitive person, you're gonna take in a lot of like things around, like in your surroundings. Sorry,
Mhm. Okay.
and yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And like, and that's also the key to creativity as well.
Mm.
So it's the same kind of coin. It's like the other
Mm.
side of the coin, I would say.
Mm. Yeah. Because I think also, I mean, would you say, really like the fact that you shared like kind of your early work as that's something where you started.
Yeah,
Um, and would you say that also sometimes your work became, or that you use any kind of frustration, either that's media or that it's what's going on in the world or something, and that also kind of drives you and gives you the energy to create something as well? Like, would you say that you find some kind of inspiration in there too, or would
yeah.
you say that you prefer to be like very calm when you do a photo shoot or when you used to paint where you were younger?
It was different all the time, I would say. Yeah, it depended a lot on. Yeah,
Okay.
I think I did it when I like. I think there's kind of a myth that with creativity you always need to be. You always do the best things when you're sad and stuff. But I don't know. I think I created the best things when I'm in a good state.
Yeah.
Uh, I would say.
Nice. Yeah.
Sorry, was that the question? I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
I
it
zoned
was.
out.
Yeah, yeah. No, no, no. That was the question. And
Yeah,
I think if we get back to photography and your
yeah,
work, I think something that stood out as soon as we also saw your work is that you kind of has a style that you use often, but also
yeah.
like I think it falls in very variety, whether that's running or nature or in our case bags.
Mm.
How would you say that you evolved your style, and would you say there is some elements that you always try to involve, and how did you kind of got to where you are with your results?
Yeah, I shoot a lot of pictures like all the time. So I like these kind of pictures that I show and have on my Instagram on my website are the core that I feel like, yeah, resonate with. But I do a lot of other stuff as well. I just need to say that because you're not always allowed to do your style.
Hmm.
But like I think my style evolved just like I took a lot of photos when I was younger, and I still do, and I still trying to like find my own style at this time. But I don't really think a lot about my own style in that sense. I just strive to some kind of like stillness and movement, but like I don't know. It's very hard. It's hard to explain, but I it's hard to talk about your own work in that sense.
Yeah,
And
I get it. And maybe
yeah.
do you think it's also linked to like your camera gear? Like, do you use sometimes shots on film or mainly
Yeah,
digital, or how do you
I
deal
use
with
a lot
that?
of film. I would say like 50% of these photos are film. But I feel like I do a lot of like medium format when I shoot film. So
Mm-hmm.
the film is very high quality. So the film tends to look digital, and I strive to the digital to look more like film. So they
Mm-hmm.
kind of meet in the middle, I would say. So often I have like in one story, I have like some analog shots and some digital as well, because
Mm-hmm.
sometimes with movement it's very hard to do only analog. But when I do stuff for myself, I always shoot with film.
Okay,
Yeah.
nice. And do you have your favorite film, or you try to be
Um,
experimental?
Kodak, I think it's like Kodak Portra. Yeah, 400,
Okay.
160, 800. Yeah.
Nice. Very cool. But do you, besides just taking photos, like what else would you say that your creative work includes? I also know you've done a short video for us when you were on your trip.
Yeah.
And yeah, what kind of, besides photography, what your work includes as well when it comes to creative?
Like when I work, I do a lot of like sometimes I come up with an idea. Um, do you mean like in work wise or in
Yeah,
like
yeah,
just
yeah. No,
yeah.
when we talk about earning salary, let's say it like that.
Aha, okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I do a lot of like the most of things I do is photography, but I do a lot of like directions as well.
Yeah,
Um,
nice.
for but mostly for my own shoots. Yeah.
Okay,
But I
cool.
have done a lot of like editing other people's videos and stuff as well. Yeah.
Nice. And your go-to program to edit photos or
Capture One
Capture One?
and
Okay,
Photoshop.
okay,
Yeah.
nice. Before we move on, I just saw our friend Aaron actually ask a question for
Yeah.
you. Which medium format cameras do you use?
I use Hasselblad H1 and I love that camera. It's so nice because it's very I actually have it here. I can show you.
Yeah, perfect.
It's like super big, but it's very nice grip. It's super nice and you can like take everything off. And I had a Mamiya before, but like Hasselblad still exists. So if something breaks in this one, you can get it fixed and you can rent like lenses to this one. So I really like it. Yeah, I
Nice.
use it a lot. And I have another one as well, Hasselblad 501, which is like more this kind of it's very mechanical. Yeah.
Nice. Do you know how old they are, the cameras?
This one, I think I don't know. I know you can have a digital back to it as well, but that costs a lot. But I don't know. I can check. I think maybe like 2005 or something.
Okay,
But
nice.
it's very easy to shoot with. You can connect your flashes to it, and you can do whatever. So oftentimes I have this in the studio, and then I have my digital, and I just switch, and have almost the same settings on it. So it's
Nice.
easy to take those kind of analog shots if you do commercial work.
Mm.
Yeah.
And do you also, I know as AI is becoming such a big topic, I think also
Yeah.
in the creative field, some people love it, some people say nothing should be with AI.
Yeah.
Do you find it useful for any kind of tools you do, or just writing emails, or would you say that you try to stay away from it for now?
I don't do it in the pictures. Yeah, maybe if I need to remove something, it's basically AI now if you use Photoshop. But um, emails is good because I am dyslexic, so so it's quite good to just see that the spelling is good. But otherwise, I would say I don't use the AI to make pictures now.
Okay.
And because I thought about it a lot. Like, I need to get in there because now everyone is doing it and I'm gonna be left behind, la la la. But
Mm,
I feel like my work is more documentary, and that's why I love to do it. It takes
mm,
away a lot of my inspiration if I do AI.
yeah,
I don't blame anyone for doing
yeah.
it. I
But
don't think it's my thing.
yeah, I think it's interesting how nowadays, I think if you, some big brands like Apple or Lego as well,
Mm,
recently, when they launch a campaign, I think they almost put the same amount of effort in behind the scene of creating the work, which I think it's kind of becoming a new thing for brands as well. Like,
mm,
if you didn't use AI, then show the behind the scenes. And in some cases, I think this kind of concepts or content goes even more viral than campaign itself, which I think
mm.
it's interesting.
Yeah, exactly. It's like the behind the scenes is more important almost.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's either AI or behind the scenes, like, but
Exactly.
a mix of both
Yeah, yeah,
worlds.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
Or like doing real stuff. Like, we are doing this trip. We are going to
yeah,
this place that exists that people
mm,
can, yeah, go to
yeah.
or
I
whatever.
think that would be very hard to replace with AI in any
Yeah,
sense.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, sure.
Yeah, I see there are two good questions that maybe
Yeah,
we can touch on now
of course.
before we move forward.
Yeah.
First one is from Claudia. What's the first step when planning a campaign shoot? Like, what's the creative process?
Yeah, I think it's very different. If you're like, if there's a client who comes to you and they like already have this kind of plan and everything planned out, you just take a meeting. Maybe often when it's big, they usually have like maybe 3 4 photographers in mind, and then often they want you to pitch. So they want me to like kind of do a small pitch, and maybe I have like 3 days to do it, or a week. It's always different, but I feel like it's always pressure with time. And yeah, and then I get back to them, and then they kind of decide if which photographer they're going with, and then yeah, we start the process if they choose me. And yeah, yeah,
Yes. I think if I'm not wrong, you also added one. I don't know
yeah,
if that is related
exactly.
to.
Here you
Mhm,
can see like one pitch that I had some years ago, and it's not like really, I think I can do it better, but it's always like pressure of time. This was
mhm,
like they needed pitch like one day after, and I had a lot of other work, so I just made something. And but I feel like if you pitch yourself, if you're coming up with stuff, you should like put in a lot of effort in it, because they haven't had you in mind in the first place. So you need to sell yourself even more. Um, but otherwise, if you want to like get a lot of new clients, I would say it's really good to shoot events. And I have been doing it for a long time as well. And I met so many people through events. And I feel like many photographers are like, oh, I don't want to do events because I don't know why. But yeah, maybe it's,
mm,
I don't know, not that cool, but I think it's the best way to get to know people. And
yeah,
you shoot like 100 people in like one night, and then you send the photos. It's super.
mm,
Um, it's so good.
yeah.
And also like post on Instagram.
Mm, it's like LinkedIn, but in real life, I feel with events,
Exactly.
yeah,
Exactly.
you can have a chance. And I think while on this topic, also a question from Alex.
Yeah.
First, he says, "Hi, how do you start collaborating with cool brands like DB?"
Yeah, I actually I don't know how that happened. I just got a slide in my DMs.
Yeah, maybe I can answer from our
Yeah,
side.
yeah.
I mean, I'm not 100% sure how it all happened, but we were about to launch our new bag, that it was the Romer 100 liters, and we were not sure how we will manage to get a campaign content for it, because we were very busy that month, and we had a lot of internal shoots going on as well. And then we came up with an idea of what if we just give a bag to someone, and basically the budget for the campaign would be that they can pick a destination where to travel and make a campaign there. And then we, at one of my colleagues, found Olivia's Instagram, and suggested that that could be a really cool photographer to do it. And then I haven't heard anything back. And then I think in the 3 week time, we received this content that we were all very, very happy with. And yeah, maybe you can tell us a bit about your perspective, like how the trip was, and also how
Yeah.
did you got in touch with our
Yeah.
team and how it all happened.
Yeah, so you wrote to me on Instagram, and I was like, "This feels like a dream." And I think it was William, and he was like, "You can. Do you want to go on a trip?" Or, and I didn't really understand first. I thought like everyone like from your side was going as well, but then I understood like it was me, only me, and I got to bring my own team with me, and so I brought my friends to Kyrgyzstan, and they were like in shock because like one of them, she quit her job, and the other one was like studying, so they didn't really have like time to travel. They didn't have the money to travel, but they really wanted to do something fun. And yeah, so and then I was like I was pitching a lot of different places basically at first, and because it was like such a short of time, um I was like, I can go tomorrow almost. But I think the planning, it was almost like 2 weeks after or 3 weeks after the pitch I went to Kyrgyzstan, so it's very like super close. And yeah, and I found this kind of girl who works as a guide there. And she was 24 years old and started a guide company with her sister. So I've been like following her for a while before. So I already had this kind of um, plan to travel there before. So it was very easy to like connect everything. And Kyrgyzstan is not actually so far from Sweden. It's like 10 hours flight. It's long, of course, but it's not like other side of the world. Uh, yeah.
And to just switch topics a bit, what was your favorite food there in
My favorite
Kyrgyzstan?
food there.
Yeah.
God, I don't remember it was some kind of, it was not dumplings, but it was some kind of, I don't remember the name, but it was very good. Yeah. But we were a lot of the times we were like in this kind of mountain huts, and the food were more simple, like rice and stuff, but I loved it. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, and I think from our perspective as well, like when it comes to work with people, I think it's very underrated how important it is that if something like that happened, like it happened to you,
Yeah.
you delivered like content even more than we asked for. It was like nicely structured in folders. The Because I think sometimes these are the things that like do the difference
Yeah.
from a brand perspective.
Yeah.
And I think that was something that really stood out, and you made our work easy, which I think when we look for partners and photographers like that, makes a big difference. So I would say from our perspective, that was one thing that made us convinced, because I know we don't have images here yet, but we can just mention it as well that recently you came back from Paris as well,
Yeah.
where it was another DB shoot happened. This time was very different environment,
Yeah.
and we're
More
gonna
city vibes.
share
Yeah.
it next week.
Yeah.
But that was very fun to see the images as well. So for Nina, who asked what's coming next, Paris already happened, and what's next, we'll see. Maybe we need to find some more crazy locations where we can go. Nice. And then a question from Feroz. I hope I pronounced that correctly. At what time does gear matter in terms of monetizing photography, videography? Everyone says use what you have, but for how long?
Yeah. I would say if you do work for a client, it depends on the client, of course. Maybe they want like this more kind of low res kind of vibe, but if they're gonna print it and have it like bigger, you need to have the resolution. It's very like simple like that. And also, if you don't have, you can always like rent stuff when while you're shooting. Like a lot of the times, like before, I had one like camera, and when you do like bigger shoots, you always want to have two, because otherwise if one breaks, you want to have another one, and you don't want to stand there with no camera. So I used to like rent another one to just have the safety. um you don't always have to have two, but if it's like super big and you're like in the mountains somewhere where you can't get another camera, it's always good to have two. But I would say if you get a bigger client and they want to have like print stuff, but like do I don't know what camera you use now, so it's a bit hard to say, but yeah.
Yeah, I think not for forever, but sometimes I think iPhones nowadays are really so good that they can,
Super
for
good.
events, for example,
Yeah.
if you nail the settings, they get the job done as well.
Yeah, I saw a photo of this like new phone brand called Nothing, and it
Mhm.
looks like a camera. It was crazy. I was like, oh my God.
And I think it's really, when it comes to photography and creative, I think it's also one thing that stands out. It's one thing is of course gear and the high resolution, but then I think the other thing is like how creative can you get. And I
That's
personally really
amazing.
like that. Yeah, like there was this trend with sunglasses that you put on at the event to everyone and then took a photo of them, and that kind of became a video that had a
Yeah,
way bigger reach than images itself, for example.
exactly. And sometimes, like, if you have these super good photos, people don't really always resonate with them. Like,
Mm,
phone photos and like stuff like that always get more attention because it connects.
mm,
Can if it's like brand content like that,
yeah,
I would
yeah.
say.
Nice. And now I'll go back to the slide because we
Yeah.
skipped one slide, or
Yeah.
to get back to it. And
Oh,
that was about where you are finding inspiration and.
yeah. So this, I can answer the question first, but like I feel like nowadays we like tend to strive to find inspiration somewhere else. We want to travel, we want to see stuff, and I love to travel and I travel a lot. But I would say I get my best ideas when I'm bored, when I'm doing my laundry, when I'm doing my dishes, when it's a little bit quiet, and when I do like this kind of stuff, and also running, long distance running as well. And I feel like we are always getting fed by so much stuff all the time. So I think it's good to be bored sometimes, because then your brain gets to rest.
Yeah.
And this is a really good podcast that I always come back to and listen to. And she talks a lot about like how ideas are like clouds, and you just need to catch them, and otherwise someone else is going to take it. And I really like that idea of ideas because it takes away the pressure that it comes from you. I feel like ideas always, if you I have so many times that I had an idea and I didn't do it, and then I see someone else doing it. It's like because you have those kind of clues everywhere, and someone is gonna do it, you know.
Yeah.
uh, yeah.
And I
And
think
it's
that's a fair point, that we need to take time to let those ideas come to us in a way,
exactly.
which is not easy nowadays sometimes.
No, it's not. Like I have a hard time even going like on the subway without music. I just get like I need to listen to something. I need to have something in my ears. But sometimes I do like this conscious like decision not to have so much stuff. And I always like it when I lose my headphones, because then I force myself to just be more present.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was also an interview with Paul Smith, a fashion designer, and he said exactly the same thing. He
Ah,
was,
he did. Yeah.
yeah, I used to really like his work, and he said that one thing he would suggest to every student is to
Yeah.
not wear headphones,
Yeah. It's
because
very
yeah,
hard.
Yeah.
it's like itching.
Mm, yeah. And the other thing he said that I also resonate, and I think what you described it as well, it's like if you can find inspiration in everything, and if you can't, look again.
Yeah.
Because I
Yeah.
think also the most boring items are often very, very inspiring.
Yeah.
Um, and now when we are talking about getting inspired, there is another
Yeah.
comment from Tova,
Yeah.
our colleague. Have you been on a project that changed the way you see people or the world while traveling? If so, I'd love to hear.
Yeah, it's hard to say, but I work a lot of I work with a guide company as well. So I travel a lot, and I shoot content for them. And I've been in Himalaya. uh, we were climbing and trekking, and I think that was like my first time in the big mountains, and I got to meet people who live there, and it kind of like I always like had this like kind of open mindset, and I don't know, but it's like I don't know if it's changed, but sometimes you know something, but then you meet people, it gets like more into your body,
Mm,
and you kind of like have a deeper understanding of like how people live and how, yeah, just how people live basically,
mm,
and
yeah.
I think like this kind of guiding, I'm very interested in like guiding and guides, and how people like they have such a low salary, and how they kind of push people up to the summit, and yeah, so
Mm,
that kind of like opened my eyes a lot to that kind of work, like
mm.
around tourism, I would say.
And what would you say that it was the worst or the funniest thing that happened on your travels, whether something got lost or
Worst.
anything?
Uh, yeah, I was going to Patagonia, and then I lost my bag. I was going for a trekking trip, and I had like my tent in my bag. So that was kind of irritating because I didn't have anywhere to stay. But I got it like only like 3 days after or something. I wouldn't say I had so many bad stories actually. um or maybe I'm just like whatever, because it's always something,
Mm,
that happens. And
yeah,
like
that's
if
true.
you're in the mountains, everything changes, you need to go there, and you need to, something is getting lost, but
Mm.
yeah,
But then
everything.
hearing all these stories sounds like you really been traveling a lot. And have
Yeah,
you reached all continents already, or
no, I
are there
haven't been
some
in
missing?
Africa. I want to
Oh,
go.
really?
No.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. But that's one. It's easier to go there than to some other places, I assume.
I know. I just got back home from New Zealand, which was quite a trip.
Okay, nice. And
Yeah.
with I was also not aware about the work that you do with this guiding uh,
Yeah.
guiding group.
Yeah.
So how does that usually look like? Or are those mountains we're talking about 4,000ers, 5,000ers, or is it more camping family
Yeah.
excursions?
No, I met a woman called Emma Svensson. She's like a climber, and she is a photographer as well, but she used to be like a fashion photographer. So I known her name a long time before, and I wanted to assist her, and then I started to work with her when she got into climbing. And so I shot a lot of like her, because she used to be sponsored by North Face. So
Mhm.
she just took me a lot of her, yeah, on her trips, and I got to like shoot her, and one more. But like, and now she works for this company called Mountain Guide Travel, and she has her own like smaller company called Topo. And when I go with them, yeah, we do a lot of like 4,000-meter peaks as well. So it's climbing, but it's also trekking. It's different all the time. But yeah,
Nice. But
yeah,
how do you do that while taking photos?
yeah. It's hard. I actually, if you go back to the slide,
Mhm.
um, you can see with all the photos, like if you have the
Hmm.
yeah, in the corner close to the girl with the red background, it's from Haute Route, which is like a skier's Haute Route. You go from Chamonix to Zermatt on skis, and then you climb a little bit as well. Yeah, it was one of my hardest trips actually, because the gear was so heavy, but there was like five guys in their 50s, so they helped me a little bit with the batteries.
Okay,
But yeah,
crazy.
I always loved like outdoor climbing and running, so I'm used to like carrying stuff. And also like I think my camera always becomes like this kind of protection. It's weird because I'm a little bit scared of heights, but when I have my camera, it doesn't matter because I need to have the shot.
They
Yeah,
say the camera guy never dies.
exactly, exactly. That's me.
That's your motto.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay, nice. So then I'll just go back to a few questions. First, let's go with the last one, which is not a question, but that you have to go to safari.
yeah.
Just so you know, life changing.
I want to go.
Um, and then a question from Max, who is from Chile.
Yeah.
How do you usually look for new clients? And also would love to hear what you dream about in the future related to your photography.
Oh wow. Um, I don't really look like, I feel like I got in a very nice space where people have reached out to me and I had a lot of work. But when I look for new clients, I tend to, of course, I have clients I want to work with. I try to like find maybe like a key person on that company and maybe like add them on LinkedIn, or
Mhm,
I'm not a LinkedIn person, but it's good to, maybe Instagram something, and maybe not write to them like right away, just like follow them a little bit and see where they're up to. And maybe when it like kind of resonates, you can reach out. And I do a lot of like, not mood boards, but like, um, yeah, manifest. I
mhm.
try to like have this kind of, yeah, do this kind of boards once in a while just to have to dream a little bit. But I would say like I don't have like a dream client. I just want to do stuff that I find interesting. So yeah. And
Nice.
I love that when I worked with you guys, it was so free because we needed shots of the bags, of course, but I got to do what I wanted to do, and that's amazing.
Mm,
It's not
mm.
usually like that.
Okay.
Very
And
nice that the company trusts the creatives.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
that's also I think when we get the best stuff out of creators.
exactly. But people want to control things, and I
Yeah.
understand that because they need like their product to look like that and this and that.
Mm,
But sometimes they get so like closed,
mm.
the mindset gets very like not so, yeah, you know
Yeah.
what I
And do you have a one country or destination that you haven't took a photo yet, but you really would like to?
there I want to go and travel and shoot.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, maybe Africa then. And, like, it's not a country, obviously, but I think I want to go to. I want to go. I heard a lot of things about Rwanda,
Hmm.
and I don't know. I want to go back to Kyrgyzstan actually, but maybe go around in that area to go to Kazakhstan as well, and Mongolia, north of China. One of my best friends are from there, and she's a designer, so it would be cool to um, do something with her there. And yeah, I don't know, so many countries.
Okay.
And
Yeah, there is a lot to pick from for sure.
yeah, I want to go back to Chile as well. I saw someone wrote
Yeah.
best project from Chile.
Yeah.
I was there. I was in Patagonia for a little bit, and I really want to go back. I really liked it. The
Nice.
people were so nice.
And then another question from Zoe, I assume.
Yeah,
Do you ever feel like you're your own biggest critic? Even when others compliment your work, you still
yeah.
notice all the small mistakes.
Yeah, of course. I hate everything I do. Not hate, but like I just need a little bit time. I need a little bit distance from it because when I work with something, I'm just like, this doesn't look good, but then I get a little bit of distance and maybe I'm just like, oh, it looks nice. But it helps if you don't. It's very hard because you always like, you try to like not, I feel like I am my own work, but sometimes you need a little bit distance from that as well.
Mm,
You are your own person, and the stuff you do is not you. It's just something you do, and yeah, it's super hard, but
mm,
it's not like bad to be your own biggest critic as well, because
mm.
then you get better. So, but you need to give your tap on the shoulder sometimes and like celebrate something.
Yeah, would you say like maybe if you have a campaign or a shoot and
Yeah.
you do it and you're like, that doesn't really look that good, and then you look at it 2 3 years later and you are like, wow, that was actually really impressive.
Yeah, so I rarely, yeah, something like that. Maybe not 2 years, but maybe I need like 2 weeks, because it's always like, oh, this is so nice. And then I'm just like, is it so nice? But and then I'm just like, oh, it's really good. And then it's like back and forth all the time,
Yeah, okay.
especially in the edit state, because then you're trying to like connect everything and make
Mm,
series and like try to use picture that speaks to each other. It's very hard to find a nice grid sometimes.
mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then another question I am very curious to hear your answer. It's from it's from a Wi-Fi password name, so I will try to pronounce it.
Yeah.
But if you have to design a backpack to take with you to the mountains to bring your camera gear, which feature would you definitely add?
Oh, I would add the thing you have when you put the camera on, because I always
Mhm.
forget it. I want it to be stuck on the backpack
Okay.
because I always like forget this. I buy like two or three like every trip that I go to, and I always forget them everywhere. I don't know what I'm doing, to be honest. So I would add that, and maybe like some kind of good water system,
Okay.
because I don't drink water enough. Like I always forget to drink water.
Okay. Good. We will forward this information to the
Yeah,
design team.
do that.
And and then we have one more question between that we talked about before already. Social media. I would like to ask you what is the best and the worst thing about it in your eyes.
I think the best thing is that you can connect with a lot of like other creatives. Like a lot of my best friends who work in the creative field, I got from Instagram. And the girl who I like find and that the guide in Kyrgyzstan, I just found her on Instagram. And I also scouted a lot of like models, because sometimes I don't want like this kind of model, but still someone who's like comfortable in like taking photos and being on pictures. So yeah, that's the best thing. And the worst thing is obviously like you're chasing engagement, likes, and stuff like that. And sometimes it can kill your creativity, and you only do stuff for that reason. So I
Mm,
really like that you can turn like the likes and stuff off if you want. It's really nice. That's a good
yeah.
feature. Yeah.
Mm, okay. Very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we covered most of the topics that we planned, and with some very good questions from the community too.
Yeah.
So if anyone else has a question, please put it in the comments. Otherwise, I think I'll wrap it up with the question
Yeah.
of where would you say you would see yourself in if we would have another talk like this in 5 years?
Yeah.
Do you have any plans that, uh, or you just go with the flow?
I think I go a lot with the flow, but I would love to do some kind of more documentary stuff, just like full on documentary, like more, but more kind of like creative in some kind of way. I want to do more like projects, my own projects.
Okay.
Yeah.
And where is the best place for people to follow your journey?
I would say Instagram, but I need to
Okay.
be better at it as well, because I don't post so much, but I need to do that.
Okay. I've put it here in the
Thank you.
comments as well, so people can check it out and follow.
Yeah.
Yeah, well then, thank you very much, Olivia. It was very nice to
You.
meet you
Yeah.
and to
So much.
have this talk. And I'm sure our path with DB it's also just at the beginning. So in the future, I'm for sure that we'll create some more magic
Yeah.
together.
Amazing.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much. And
Thank you guys.
now
Thank everyone who's been listening.
uh, I will try to find a good blueberry soup recipe.
I need to check if it's called that.
Okay. Thank you everyone also for joining and see you soon again.
Thank you.